What's up, team? Welcome to the video. I want to talk more specifically about balance and allocating your time and what you should allocate your time towards, because it's something I'm struggling with right now. Because you can't do everything and be great. Like, you can't excel at something if you're trying to balance everything. All right? And I got a recent comment, which makes sense, from a guy who's like, what happened to just throwing everything at the wall? Like, what's with all this over-analysis and like analysis by paralysis, which I don't disagree with. Throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks is a very effective strategy, particularly early on. Particularly when time is your asset and when you have a lot of free time and a lot of downtime, do everything. Like when I was here, I'll give you, I have these envelopes because I have ideas of like Venn diagrams and stuff I want to draw, but let me show you what that looked like for me. When I was just getting my business rolling, I had all the time in the world. I was anxious. I had so much time and I didn't know what to do. And I was pulled in every single direction, and far more directions than this. Like whether I was training clients in person, whether I was training small group at Structure Personal Fitness, whether I was doing my one-on-ones around the city, whether I was doing more intern type work for Roman, whether I was blogging, whether I was on Instagram, whether I was making YouTube, Facebook videos, like all of these things, whether I was answering questions on Yahoo Answers, whether I was on the bodybuilding.com forums, like I was pulled from distribution to content creation to in-person training to online training and not really knowing what to do and literally just trying to do everything because I had the time to be doing that. At a certain point, and this applies to anything, I'm using business because it's most relevant, it's what's on my mind, it's like kind of what this video is going to be about, but it applies to anything, any venture. Early on when you have time, do more, say yes to everything. At some point, there's a transition. You focus, you narrow in on certain specific things, and your asset becomes saying no to everything so you can put more time towards those specific things. So, and there's another quote that comes to mind actually. I think Tim Ferriss, it might be Peter Drucker, and I heard it from Tim Ferriss, I don't actually know, but, and I'm gonna butcher the quote, I'll put it on the screen. But it's about, effectiveness is doing the right thing and efficiency is doing those things right. I'm historically very efficient. I bang out work, like I'm really good at it. I'm bad at effectiveness. I'm bad at stepping back, planning what are the things that I should be doing. Because if you do the wrong things, it doesn't matter how well you do them, it's not gonna get you to where you wanna go. And so I'm using this time, like the reverse bet, efficiency, doing it, I'm just execute. But before the reverse bet, did I pick the right things? Did I pick the right parameters? Is this type of content creation what I should be doing to get me to where I want to go? And that's kind of when I'm evaluating 2017 and I'm putting, say, if I put 10 hours into strategizing what I should be doing and then execute versus 30 minutes into strategizing and then execute, that difference, that 1 day difference could be like a huge difference in outcome and results. Okay, so here is where my mind is at with balancing things in my life. Here are the things that I'm trying to balance: my business, my relationships with people in my life, and my own health. Now, there are obviously other there's leisure, there's relaxation, there are other things that just aren't coming to mind that might not fit into any of these 3 circles, and your 3 circles might be different than mine, and you might have 5 circles or 2 circles, but these are the main 3 things that I dedicate most of my time towards improving. Like relationships with my family, my friends, women, like sexual relationships are part of that. My own health, like being healthy, being strong, chasing my fitness goals, and my business goals. When you really want to crush any of these, something's got to give. There's only so much time in the day, and like, for example, if I really want to add substantial strength and muscle, that means spending a lot of time cooking. That means spending a lot of time eating. That means spending more time in the gym than I would if I was just trying to maintain. That means having very intense training sessions with either volume or intensity or both increasing over time on average, which is going to lead to more recovery needed, meaning whether that's more sleep or just more like downtime, or just less ability to focus on other things because I'm recovering from that, from the increased training. Like having going super hard after a health goal is going to take more time. Going super hard after a relationship goal, for example, both John, my roommate, and I have done an above average amount of Tinder/Bumble in the last 6 weeks. And the other night he's like, bro, since I've been like going on these dates and like hanging out with girls, I just, or what did he say? He's like, my work sucks. He's like, I'm just shit at the office because I'm like texting during the day and I'm like trying to set up dates and whatever. Like when you dedicate time and mental energy towards something, something else has to give. There's a Post Malone lyric. By the way, I only know about Post Malone because he opened for Justin Bieber in Madison Square Garden. That's like, it's either women or the come up, or maybe women or the commas. I don't actually know, but he's basically saying like, like either you're dedicating time towards a relationship or towards like hooking up with chicks or whatever your thing is, or you're dedicating that time towards growing the come up, so like music business or whatever he's referring to, but like any of these things. If you got a new girlfriend, new boyfriend who you're hanging out with all the time, as you may know, other areas of your life are gonna suffer. Like friendships in the past, when I've had a new relationship and you're in that like early 6 months phase where you're like obsessed with each other, you hang out all the time, friendships suffer during that time because you're just like always with that person. And yeah, so here are the things that I'm struggling to wrap my head around, where I want to be allocating the most time. Because I want to grow my business. I really like what I do. I like working. And when I say grow my business, the metric is impact. I have a coaching client who's like coming to the end of our time together and wrote me like a super heartfelt message, and I was like tearing up in the coffee shop just now. Like I want that. Like I just want to know my work matters and I have impact, and like I crave that feeling. And so I want to focus effort on doing more of that. I want to allocate time towards doing more of that. I also want to chase fitness goals. I also I've been thinking, because I'm not good at relationships, guys. I'll like date a girl for a couple months and then like I'm kind of standoffish and I don't want to commit, and then it just kind of fizzles out. I might want to like actually try to have a girlfriend for a period of time longer than a couple months. So I'm just talking through how I'm trying to balance these things. But I have a feeling and I'm also trying to finalize my 2017 reverse bet, and so I don't want to throw like a giant results oriented goal here. Bench press X weight for Y reps that's super absurd and like see if you can get there, and throw like a revenue goal or a reach goal or like some kind of business goal on there, and just overwhelm myself and not be able to balance all three of those things. The other thing in that balance and obsession video, which I'll link here, which a lot of people really liked if you didn't see it, I talk about balancing over periods of time rather than balancing all three of these things in a day. Hang out with the girlfriend for 2 hours at night and get a great workout in, and like, you know, eat like super micronutrient dense foods and do optimal things and be super close on my macros consistently and work hard at business. Rather than like balance all that in a day, there's definitely merit to balancing between months, balancing between years, balancing between decades of your life, where you like really grind on something for a period of time, 2 months, 2 years, whatever, and then you have other periods of your life where you're spending more time on other things. I'm trying to think about how I want 2017 to look. I'm trying to be as effective as possible with aligning my actions with the outcome I want. And then once I decide and once I set up that 2017 reverse bet, it's head down. I'm not gonna question it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna execute on what I say I'm gonna execute on, what I decide to execute on. So I might actually try to figure that out today, and then I can throw it on the back end of this video with just like, all right, here are the 2017 goals, here's what I'm going after, let's go. Because I do agree, I think like pondering and thinking about stuff too much is a bad thing, but I think you need to ponder and think about things to an extent so you know you're doing the right things. All right, I'm gonna check in with you guys tonight. See you then. All right, guys, let's talk goals. I have 4 goals for my 2017 results-oriented bet. This is going to be a little bit long, so if you're interested, hang out. But a lot of the reason I'm doing this is I'm documenting it for myself to look back at my thought process for these. The outcome, if I don't accomplish these 4 goals, is that I have to donate $10,000 to the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, which, based on like a little bit of research and the organizations that rate charities, that is one that is rated very highly as far as effectiveness of their usage of the donation. So they're not like skimming 40% off the top to do whatever with it. And I think helping kids with cancer is something I want to be a part of. Like, there's many really good causes out there, so it was kind of just pick one. The reason that because most of you know the reverse bet, the outcome should be something really bad. Like, you really don't want to do it. Like, give the money to Aaron Rodgers, give the money to someone you hate, and that motivates you to work harder. The reason that I'm not going that route is because there's a very good chance I fail. And so losing 10K is enough to, like, even if it's going to a good cause, I still don't want to lose 10K. It's an absurd amount of money. So that's enough to motivate me to work at this. But one of, like, my big goal, my results-oriented goal, is a business revenue goal. And it's big, and there's a very good chance that I just don't have the chops to execute and to get there. And if that happens, I would just rather the money go to a good cause. It's incentive. Like, I'm not gonna quit on this mid-year because, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna give up and the money's going to a good cause anyway. That's not gonna happen. Like, I'm in on this reverse bet. I'm pumped. So that's the first goal, a business revenue goal. I'm not gonna say what the number is because, like, I share a lot of stuff with you guys, and that's just one that's a little too personal and a little too, like, I don't wanna go down that route. But one thing I do want to talk about is why revenue. And I have, I guess we can call him an intern, a young kid named Jesse, who's helping me out with a lot of video stuff recently, remotely for the last couple months, thumbnails, like a variety of things. Smart kid. And I respect his opinion a lot. And so I was talking to him about, like, what business metric can we make, given that my goal is depth and, like, actually help people. I know, cheesy, cliche, corny, but like, selfishly, I like the feeling of helping people with the thing I'm good at, which is fitness. And we talked about, like, he's a math major, so we were talking about, like, algorithms for engagement, meaning dividing like comments by followers and, like, things of that nature. So it's not just top line. It's not just how many people follow me, how many people are paying attention, but, like, how many people care, how many people am I impacting? And it just got a little messy. Like, we're talking about those algorithms, and then it's like, well, is that going to decrease incentive to post more frequently, which helps me in the short run to meet a metric, but hurts me in the long run? Again, like follower count type stuff was something that was mentioned. Revenue is a way to measure the growth of a business, and I don't think that, we'll see, but I don't think that I'm gonna like abandon my moral compass to hit this on the reverse bet. I think what it's gonna do is force me to grow my business in a way that's aligned with, like, what I believe, and in a way that's aligned with products and services that I think will really help people. It's gonna test me, it's gonna push me outside my comfort zone. It's probably gonna make me make hires, which is gonna be interesting because I haven't been good at that in the past. And yeah, so that is a big portion of why I settled on revenue being the business results-oriented goal metric. Another one is, this is just in me from my poker days. Like, it can be gone in a second. Like, you think you have this good thing and it can be gone in a second. And I never want to look back on the internet age, on this, like, I still think we're in a gold rush here. I never want to look back on this time and be like, man, I left a lot on the table. And, like, if I would have, like, it would have had disproportionate outcome if I would have grinded a little harder during that time. I also don't think that I will end up sacrificing the important things like family, friends, relationships in my life because I'm so focused on the revenue thing. Like, I think that balance is something that I won't struggle to achieve and maintain. So for those reasons, that's the big goal that's like really driving a lot of my behavior. And with a big results oriented goal, you almost don't need as many of the small little like, don't watch this, don't go on Facebook this often, don't watch like over this many hours of YouTube a day, don't do this and this, because if I do those things, I'm missing on the big results oriented goal. I just have to take my time and allocate it towards those, towards like the business stuff. All right, number two and number three are pretty easy and pretty straightforward. I'm gonna make my bed every single day, no matter where I am, with 2 exceptions. So I have 2 days from now until the end of 2017 to screw up. And if I screw up, like, I get 2. If I don't make my bed a 3rd time, I'm out of luck. 10K gone. Read 1 book a month. This is pretty easy, very straightforward, and just something that I know that like, when I want to consume, I can consume intentionally or I can consume unintentionally. And consuming a book, which is a high quality piece of content, call it, that is in a demo that I'm interested in because I have a list of books I want to read. Like, I don't think you can really argue against reading being bad. For me, it helps me come up with better ideas. It helps the way my brain thinks, and it's just I think learning and always getting smarter is a good thing. So a book a month. And the last one, I can't believe I'm putting this on the internet, but we're just getting so raw in time. 0 porn for all of 2017. I want to preface this, if you're still watching this video, with letting you know that I don't like have a porn addiction issue. I'm not like just furiously jerking off all the time and can't control it. I have, however, like looked at porn regularly, and not like weird freaky shit either, just like porn for years. And I don't even know when, like, there was a good TED talk about the brain on porn, and there's been some good Tim Ferriss stuff on it that I never really dove into recently. In the last couple months, I was just like, I'm done with it. I'm not going to do it. I gave my buddy Chicago Joey a $1,000 free roll against it if I look at any in like this 3-month span. And guys, there've just been such improvements in my life and in my relationships and in my like the way I behave and interact. And I'm not going to go super deep on this one right now. If you want to email me about this, 100% down. Like, this is something that I think is massively important. It's massively under discussed because it's like weird and sensitive and like, I don't know, it X-rated or R-rated or whatever, and I'm sure a lot of people are embarrassed talking about it. But if you want to email me, I'm down to jam on this and I'm down to try to help. But for me, yeah, I've just noticed such huge improvements in a short amount of time. And I don't have a moral objection to it. Like, adults, make your money however you want to make it, and like if you want to consume it, consume it. But I can't even articulate the benefits, really. I'm trying to think and like articulate them now, but I just know, like, in my interactions, in my confidence, in my enjoyment of relationships, and like things have just been a lot better without any porn. So I'm not watching it in 2017. I don't think it's gonna be that hard. Yeah, those are my 4 goals. Now my mind automatically goes to like all the random people who watch these videos. If you watch these videos and you know me in real life and you don't tell me you watch these videos, that's messed up, by the way. I'm just letting you know. Just FYI. Okay. Those 4 goals. Super excited. They all start immediately, except the revenue goal is like from Jan 1 to December 31 for the year 2017, but the rest of them are from now until the end of 2017. I'll probably talk about this from time to time, but this is the 2017 reverse bet. We'll finalize it tonight. I have my list here. We got this chalkboard that's gonna go up, and I have the check written right there that I'm gonna give to John, and I will take his check, and yeah, just gonna execute and crush it. I'm sure one thing that people are gonna ask, I can prove the revenue out, obviously, but the rest of them, it's kind of like, how do you know that you actually did it? and you don't. It's kind of like does online coaching work? Do people actually, like, what if they lie in their updates? What if they weigh themselves and lie? What if they, and it's like, you know, that could happen. That's actually a different example, because I might be doing a bad job as a coach of like making them feel comfortable admitting fault and admitting mistake if they feel the need to do that. But in this situation, if I'm lying about this, first, reputation is everything. I really believe that. And it's just not something that, like, I have many weaknesses. Dishonesty is not one of them. Honesty is a huge strength. Being loyal is a huge strength of mine. Without reputation, you're just nothing, and you're hurting yourself. Like, to lie about this is just so silly. To like make a big deal about it, make multiple videos about it, and then lie about it is just the most nonsense thing ever. So yeah, I'm not going to. There's a video coming up soon in the next week or two that I think you guys will like on the subject. A little collab I have planned. But yeah, that's the reverse bet. We'll finalize with John tonight. Very excited. I have got a lot of requests about like setting up a Facebook group to do reverse bets in, and setting up like an app to do it. And there are apps that do things like this, negative outcome for results. Oh, something I want to talk about, fitness. Why don't I have a fitness goal in here? And I may try to find a way to make this like a group thing so people can join if you'd like. But I don't have a fitness goal in here for a couple reasons. If we think about the Venn diagram, I talked about family and friends and how that's not really a weakness, and I don't think even pursuing business hard, I don't think that will falter. We can actually, like, in the relationships category, the no porn thing like helps with interpersonal relationships. Business goal I'm chasing, why don't I have a fitness goal? Process oriented, why not like hit your macros most days a week? Why not have a get to the gym X days a week? Why not have a results oriented fitness goal? I don't struggle with fitness. Like when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, binging, dessert binging, I struggled with fitness. My first reverse bet ever, give my mom $100 if I eat any dessert foods in these 3 months when I'm 19 years old. I struggled with fitness, so I made reverse bets around it to get better at it. I don't struggle with fitness anymore. So while I could really try to push myself to achieve some fitness outcome with a reverse bet, it isn't a top goal of mine right now. Kind of coming to the end of this bulk, kind of chilling out a little bit. I love training, so I'm gonna be 3 to 5 days in the week training. I'm trying to like continue to actually add a higher percentage of traditionally healthy foods into my diet because that helps me feel better. But fitness isn't something I struggle with. Should fitness not be a part of your reverse bet? It's up to you. If it's something you struggle with, if it's something you struggle with, or if it's a top goal of yours, make it part of your reverse bet. But yeah, that's kind of why, because I only have so much time and energy and effort to allocate, and I'm allocating a lot of it to other areas. So that combined with the fact that I'm gonna do the fitness stuff anyway is why I didn't include it in here. All right, we're gonna record the last like little bit of this video, just finalizing stuff. But if you watched all this, I appreciate you watching. Talk soon. Got a minor issue. John's not gonna be home till 11:30. I have to get this video up, and so yeah, like this is it. I got the check here. There's the list. And it's all going on this chalkboard. Reverse bet starts tomorrow through the end of 2017. It's time to get it. I'm super pumped. See you tomorrow.